Oh, we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook then. It is possible a stream was ended or deleted on Facebook, but keep trying. Oh, is it not there?
Let me check.
It says live 34 seconds, yeah.
Oh, it's live on Triple Goddess this time, not Sacred Journey.
Oh.
Oh, Facebook.
Gotta love them.
You give me so many things. Okay. I might have to end it and start it over.
Okay.
We got 3 people in there. If you were on, give us a second. We're going to... Oh, this makes me so mad.
We're having technical difficulties.
Let me see if I can get this to work. No, I don't want to do that. I want... Will you see if it's on?
It's not.
Hey, Stephanie, are you watching on? You're on both. Is it coming through on Sacred Journey? Because it's... I'm getting a... Well, then. My dog...
Let me see. Hold on. Stephanie's on Sacred Journey.
Please check Facebook to ensure the stream looks okay. If it continues for... Okay. Okay. So it's just... I think it was just a warning that it may not... That they've been... Okay.
Okay, we're good. Hello. Hi.
Hi. This is not the first time we started a live like that.
Dina's on Sacred Journey and YouTube, so.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's going through right.
It just goes
so
on.
hi. We have a special guest tonight, and we have another one joining us in about 15 minutes. We have Miss Pat O'Keefe, who is coming to Sacred Journey Market. She is part of 3 Appalachian Witches, and she's amazing, and we love her, and we're so glad she's on with us.
Thank you all for having me.
And I'm going to share this real quick, and then hang on.
It's been a day. It has been a day. It wouldn't be us if it went smoothly.
No, it wouldn't. It would not. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not showing up.
Everybody is watching on Sacred Journey so far.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just deciding to do what it wants to do. Who knows?
But if you're here, say hello. Drop us a comment. Drop us a hi.
Stephanie said, hello, Pat.
Well, hello, Stephanie.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Sure, Stephanie. She said she's going to drop it. You can pop over and see if it's working on the other one.
Yes.
Let me see if... It's not showing up on mine, on Sacred Journey.
It's showing up. And this is why you love us, Pat, right?
Oh, absolutely. Don't forget, I run with Misty and Ashley.
She used to it. Hi, Christina.
It's
Laura.
It's always chaos with us. So I'll try one more thing.
Stephanie's on Triple Goddess. Oh, it's not come through on Sacred Journey, Dina said.
Yep, that's what I thought. And that's what worries me because that's where our biggest group. Okay. I don't want to end it though. Hang on. Let's just remove. Remove. And then let's add it.
Josh, you're right. Chaos is fun.
All right, let's see if this works.
We are chaos.
Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it to work. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I think I got it to work. I get excited really easily. Yes, we are now live on Sacred Journey.
Yes, yay.
Okay.
Woo.
technical difficulties. It only took me 6 minutes to fix it up. So, yay.
Anywho.
And Dina's watching on YouTube, so she can. That's where all of our crazed stalkers come through. So,
Crazy
for stalkers
on YouTube.
we get the fun people on YouTube. If you just joined us, say hi. We had a little bit of technical difficulty, so hopefully it's working now. We have Miss Pat O'Keefe with us. We are so excited to have her, and I feel like I just broken record and I said it already. So she's coming to Sacred Journey, and which is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks,
3 weeks.
So,
it's in 3 weeks, and y'all, I am off tonight. Woo!
Hey,
It's been a long day.
It's been a day, like I said.
So she is one of our featured guests. And if you haven't seen her, had a reading by her, what all do you do at your table, Miss Pat?
I am an angel-led reader, which means I'll go to Spirit first and receive any messages. These are messages that you need to know, not necessarily what you want to know. And I will get those messages. I will then go to the cards because I always say angelic spirits, they're not chatterboxes. Imagine a very short, succinct answer. That's what you get. And so people often want to know a lot of details, of course. And so that's what I get through the cards. The thing about the cards is we can also focus that on questions that you have that you want to know, so to speak. And so I usually start with Spirit. I go to 2 years out, with no questions asked. Just this is the information that you need to know within the next 2 years, and that's usually connected with any messages that Spirit has given me. And then I do a question that you want to know. So that's how I do my readings. And I'm also a consulting hypnotist. I'm trained through the National Guild of Hypnotists, and I focus my practice on past life regression. So I love that. One of my gifts is that I can often see people's past lives. And I had a client, her name is Margaret, and she came to me with this is before I got the training as a consultant hypnotist, but she came to me as a seer, and she said, I have a pathological fear of water. Like if I walk past a stream, I start hyperventilating. And so I immediately saw her, if she was in World War II garb, and I saw her putting cans away. Of course, she didn't look like she does now, but that's how it is, right? We have different physical bodies. And so I told her, I said, listen, you were in the Second World War. You were not a nurse, but you were helping with the war effort. And then all of a sudden I saw the ship, and I saw the old, Red Cross symbol on it. And I said, you were on a medical ship. And all of a sudden I saw like this torpedo just heading for the ship. And I'm seeing her put those cans up. And then it hits, and I see her not being able to get to the top of the ship. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you died so fast, you drowned. You weren't able to get to the surface. And that's where you brought this fear of water, because you died by water in your past life. But here's the really cool thing. The Brits are real record keepers. They're very anal retentive about their war records. And so I was actually able to look her up because I knew her name. And I looked her up. She was a volunteer. She was on a medical ship, and she was in the Sea of Japan, and the ship was actually torpedoed by the Germans. And what's really cool is I told her you were in an Oriental Sea. That's all I could tell her. I wasn't getting exactly where, but I did know it was an Oriental affiliation of some sort. So that's when I said, I mean, she immediately got over her fear of water. It was amazing when she saw that, and she was able to go to the war records herself and see this. And it resonated with her. And it's like her phobia of water was just gone. And I saw this as a beautiful form of healing and a healing modality. And so that's why I pursued, official training, if you will, in past life regression.
That's cool.
So if I disappear, that means I went to go see Pat and get a past life regression. I've had one before, and it was kind of it felt very generic to me, like it could have been anybody. And I have certain things that I'm like, I feel like were in my past life. I don't know. I think Missy's had a few before, one or two.
Yeah, I have. I've had, I think I've done 3.
I've only had
done
one,
3.
so I need to do it again.
Well, and here's a couple of things. Number one, you have to absolutely trust your hypnotist. Yeah, because when you really let go in hypnosis, that's exactly what you've done. Number two, always make sure that your hypnotist is trained. I mean, you are going under in a hypnotic state. So have someone that can actually read your body, read your mannerisms, know when to bring you out, because it can be traumatic if you are all of a sudden back into the present and there's been no buffer, to separate you from those emotions. And so it can be very traumatic. Think about this. You're going back into a lifetime where you are losing people. You are being led through your own death. And, you should be in that past life regression. And there's all of these very traumatic, very emotional things. So you want to remember that, but you don't want to have the angst and the emotions to that to start kind of creeping into your everyday life.
We're just all going to surround Pat and be like, we need you. Her booth is going to be so busy. Now, do you do them? Do you do the past life regressions at events, or do you just do them by appointment?
No, I do them at events. I actually love past life regressions. The other thing you have to do, it does involve trust with your hypnotist, is you have to allow yourself to let go. People who have control issues, it's very difficult. Also, here's another thing. Also, you have to be willing to allow yourself to literally let go of the corporeal body. And that is a very scary thing, because what I'm doing with past life regression is more than just memory. I am regressing you into another lifetime. It's almost like a sense that some people, recount of like floating, like a astral projection event. So, there's a lot to it, but if you're able to do that, if you're able to let go, it can be quite beautiful. And I will tell you another thing. With hypnosis, there's different levels of hypnosis. When I'm doing a past life regression at an event, what I'm doing is putting you into a very relaxed state. I'm not trying to bring you down to the lowest level, where there are some people that can go so low into, if you will, deep into hypnosis, that I could tell you that your mother was standing next to you when you came out of hypnosis. You would believe that. You would see her. Or I could tell you that your purse was no longer there, and you could be staring right at it and just panicking because you can't see it. So there's different levels. You don't have to go to the deepest level of hypnosis in order to experience a past life regression.
Nice. So I had a question. Alicia said, oh, wait, hold on. It jumped. Nick said hello. Hello, Nick. Hello, Raymond. How soon after someone passes can you normally connect with them?
I connect with, for me,
I'm assuming that's what I mean. Just
okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure I'm not jumping. Okay.
No.
For me, I've connected with people who are in a catatonic state, in a coma. For me, and we're all different, okay? And it also depends on the spirit. If the spirit wants to connect, you can usually do it right away. And I know that some people could say you'll wait 3 months, and there is some truth to that because the spirit is new in the other world, and there might be some issues in connecting, but usually. If they're wanting to connect with you and they're open to that and you're drawing their energy to you because it's you, it's not me. All I'm doing is connecting with your energy and through your energy connecting with theirs. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't make sense. I could sit here and say, okay, Mimi's grandmother, come forth. And if Mimi's not there, she has no reason to speak to me. But if Mimi's there and she has all those emotions, and the heart center is so important in this kind of work, okay? So her heart center is open, her mind is open, and she's saying, Grammy, can you come to me? Can you speak through her? Can you let me know that you're here? It's important to me. She's going to respond to that. So
we were at a gallery reading that Pat was doing, and our grandmother, who we never in a million years thought would come through, was the last person that we thought would come through just because of her beliefs and the way she was. Never in a million years. And who comes through? The grandmother we thought would never come through.
But now, Mimi, I will tell you, she wasn't talking to me. She was showing me that she's watching over you all. It's like she showed me her, right? Remember, I described her, but she was like behind you. And that's telling me that, well, okay, I'm not talking to you. I'm here and I am taking care of her. I'm giving her advice. I'm trying to influence her like our spirit guides do.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we thought that was interesting that was who you saw. Nick said he will never forget a reading he got from you. He said you looked him dead in the eye and asked, "What are you?"
Hi, Nick. I hope there was more to that reading. I will tell you, Nick, I have ADHD. In fact, they're finding a correlation between people with ADHD and psychic gifts. And there's a lot of us in the field. Yes, a lot of us in the field have ADHD. And one of the things that we do is that we don't watch one television set. We watch 100 at once, right? And so it's almost like we learn to astral project in a way. Because we become more than just that one television set that we're focused on. We let go of our spirit and we see so much more. Now, here's an interesting thing too. Did you know that our brains, if they put all the electrodes on it, the brains of an ADHD is quite like the brain of a schizophrenic. The difference is an ADHDer, okay, we see patterns because we have the 100 televisions, right? So we're seeing patterns, but the patterns are rooted in reality, where a schizophrenic is also viewing 100 TVs, but they may be, and I always say, we don't know this. In fact, I asked a friend of mine who is a psychiatrist, I said, do you and any of your friends ever talk about schizophrenics maybe looking into another dimension? And they're seeing what we cannot see and are experiencing what we don't experience. And she said, absolutely. But their ability to see those 100 television TVs, even if they are seeing a pattern in a different dimension, if you will, is still cut off from the reality that we know.
Awesome. Get off the computer. My cat decided to go sit on a computer. See, we like talking to Pat. She has
I know, we sit here and
interesting information. We get excited. Oh, people have interesting questions too. Hold on.
yes, that's an interesting question.
Can an infant who has passed and who never spoke words while alive speak as a spirit?
Laura, I'm going to tell you, everybody, like I said, readers have their gifts, and it's like watching a bunch of cats that go in different directions. For me, an infant is not a baby solely. It is a soul. It is a soul in a little compact form. But this soul has lived before. and sometimes many, many times. And there's an old saying within the mediumship community, if you will, that when a child dies, that they often signed up for that. They are so advanced as souls that they don't have a lot to learn, but we still do. And so they come to us knowing that their lives will be short, and hey, Misty, and they will, and they will teach us lessons simply by having loved them and then lost them.
We have an
Hey,
in-depth
Misty.
conversation, Misty.
I know. Apparently.
Missy's like, I'm coming in hot on 2 wheels, and here we are.
She said, I love that. Yeah, we were talking about what we
talking about past life regression.
Yeah, we've been talking
Now
about
we're talking about
regression.
spirit. And
that past life regression, man. You never know. Like Pat does it, like as in her, I guess this way. Yeah, Pat does it. What she offers, but if you could tap into that other side, sometimes that comes through in regular readings too. I do not advertise that at all, but if it comes through, I'm like, hey, you might want to check this out because I think this is something from your past. But I can't 100%. Pat can 100%. That's what she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about. So we were kind of talking about the services that she offers when she comes to the market. You want to, I guess, speak for you and Ashley on what y'all do.
Oh gosh.
We all know about the egg cleansing. Everybody's already been talking about the egg cleansing and how they need egg cleansing.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something.
You need your sign-up sheet now.
I do. I thought about that at one time, opening it up, and then people could just like go on and sign and have their spots. But then I thought, if I do that, will that cut out anybody who comes? Because I've had people, especially y'all's event, they'll drive there and then they're waiting for me. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I didn't even know, sometimes they give me a heads up. I got to tell y'all something. I'm going to take y'all back. Okay.
Uh-oh.
If I knew how cool this was, I swear to goodness, I would have done it a long time ago, because the egg cleanse is something they don't understand. Like that energy exchange is something so cool. And to see people be able to alleviate some of their woes. And then sometimes some things come through, mediumship comes through, all kinds of stuff. And I remember, so I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I was in a group a long time ago. This is like a Beyonce and Destiny's Child thing a long time ago. And I remember there was our cleanser, our healer, our what it was. And I remember going, and we had become Reiki masters, but didn't tell anybody, or we were at our last step. And I remember telling her, I was like, listen, I did this egg thing and I really jive with it. And I think this is a calling for me, even though if you'd asked me 5 years ago, I would have told you I was nothing like this. I don't want to be part of this. I'm a tarot card reader. And she looked at me and I could tell that what she was thinking was, yeah, right. You're going to do this and you're going to try to take my money. And I thought at that moment, this is where our paths go different, because the money isn't what it is for me,
Right.
Is some energy exchange. That's why money comes into play. But literally for what I'm doing, I am just as excited as they are to help them. And I don't think she was. And it was a different way. And I remember thinking, gosh, I'm really taking it, because you could ask Pat, when I got a role, I stay in that role, and I don't step on anybody's toes. And I feel bad if I do. And if I ever do, it's I got my role of what I am. And it was hard for me, y'all, to stand up. But Spirit was like, or whoever the heck was on that other side.
Get you some eggs.
Yeah, go get you some eggs. And then had chickens, and it fell into place. And I got to tell you something. That's one of the best things. And I only offer that. People don't understand this. I only offer that at like events. So when I come to an event, that's when I offer it. I don't have a home location that I do that at, or I don't do it out of my home or anything like that. I do distant readings, which is tarot card mediumship and the psychic part. But so I get excited to do them too. I get just as excited. And I got to tell you, I was blessed to be able to do it. That's what I think about. Ashley, when she comes, She does tarot cards. She does some mediumship too, but she tries to, like, if we're doing a bigger event, like y'all saw the last time the seance, she literally was like, giving off colors of rooms. And
this room was on fire. I'm like, what?
And the wall was green.
Yeah,
It was
everybody
great.
like, what? And then what was it? Dustin went and he was like, look, I
Mhm.
asked what, and the room was exactly, and this had caught on fire. So she's really does it. She used to do the traditional tarot cards, and sometimes you could get that out of her. She'll throw that in, and she, of course, she is very connected to bones. She just doesn't bring it to events and stuff. So that's what we come bringing with. I think we pack a lot. I don't know.
We do.
And we
Yeah.
have an event unlike any other this time. We've got the Royal Rumble tarot reading. So we've got Ken Boggle,
Yes.
Misty, Ashley, and Pat. So all four of them in one place. And I will tell you that these women, they sell out all of their events for us. So if you haven't gotten tickets, you need to get tickets. They always sell out events. They sold out the seance like that.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do another seance. We're going to have to do another seance at one of them because that was fun.
That was amazing is what it was. And the energy.
And then we're going to put Pat on the side where she's actually facing me when I'm taking pictures. So I'm not just taking pictures of the back of her head.
Looking at that picture. The way that picture came out.
I love that picture. I love that picture. It's a great picture. We had a good time. We had a good time at the seance. If you missed out on that, shame. But y'all can come and see us so if y'all want to talk about how a gallery reading is, just for the people that don't understand how gallery readings work, I'd be open to that. Hi, Patrick. Just walk by.
Pat, you can hit it.
Well, as it's my understanding, I mean, gallery readings can be done in many different forms. Like the one that we're going to be doing, is my understanding, is going to be strictly mediumship. We're going to be, it's like what you've seen on television, where the mediums are on stage, and we're going to be focusing on your energy, and we're going to be connecting with those who have passed on in your lives. So we always look forward to making those connections with people. They can be very emotional, and I just find mediumship a very beautiful modality of psychic ability. So I'm excited about that. We lost Misty, but she'll be right back. There she is.
Yeah, I think this is different, and this is okay. So if anybody got to see us at Alton, Illinois recently, we did. What was it like it was like a
psychic imaginarium is what we called it, and what we did, we actually combined mediumship, psychic, and Reiki, our energy healing, and that was just so successful for us. Rather than just mediumship, we combined the three of them, and it was extremely successful. We were very, very happy with the results.
I can't wait to do it. Ladies, if y'all want us to do that next time, you let us know. But
we're open to something all the time. We like doing new stuff and crazy shit.
It was so cool. Stuff came out, and when you do Reiki, we use Reiki as a term because we're mountain women. We literally mountain healing, and that's what it is. But if I tell
that's what we do,
you're going to be like, what the heck is that? But if I say, okay, it's a like Reiki, then you're going to understand it a little bit better. But it's truly, that's what we do. We combine that, like Pat was saying, that's what we do. But we're going to add Ashley in with cards. So that's kind of like what's going to happen. I'm excited about this.
And then you got Ken.
Yeah.
No, are we all using cards? Because that's fine too. Okay, see, you can do these so many different.
We just throw Pat into things. We don't tell her what's going on.
Yeah, okay, Pat, explain what we're doing. Okay, then.
So we have Ken too. And Ken's going to be with these ladies. And if you haven't met Ken, shame on you. If you haven't watched Living for the Dead, shame on you. You should watch it.
Yes.
And it is going to be one big party in that room is what I foresee. Because I know Ken's energy and I know these ladies' energy. And we're putting them together. And that's going to be a whole lot of energy in one room.
Plus, oh my gosh, there's gonna be tears, there's gonna be laughing, there's gonna be snotting. I can't. Y'all bring your hankies. That's all I'm saying. It's either gonna be laughing or crying. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, Ken's made me cry. I know Ken's made Missy cry. Yeah, he'll make you cry.
We've cried together. Ken's
And
cried.
then-
I'll give it.
And then he'll hand your ass to you. So
He
you'll
will
cry,
hand your
and he'll
ass
be
to
like,
you.
now.
Mhm.
Yes.
Which
So,
yeah.
I'm
So-
curious. I can't wait to see how this goes because y'all all have a lot of energy, but the personalities are different. Like y'all are similar but different. So
Mm-hmm.
it should be interesting. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be so much fun. And if you haven't bought tickets, shame on you. You should buy tickets.
I had a lady in touch with me and she said, I don't know if I've reached out to you. I meant to, but I don't know if I did about the ticket links because she was like, look, I want to come in and get a hotel if I get tickets to the event. But if I don't, then I can't, I'm going to go on back or whatever. And I don't know if I ever sent that message to y'all. And I apologize if I didn't.
No.
But
Who needs a link? I will be glad to send a link to somebody.
Or if you could put a link up anywhere like that they could get and I copy paste, I'll be glad to do that. I'm seriously excited about this. I'm excited about seeing the person in the middle. Like we're putting one person in the middle and we all pull cards, Pat, and we give them the energy off that card. So I
I
can't
love it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. It'll be
Mhm.
fun. It'll be fun. So, yeah, if you want to buy tickets, they're on sacredjourneymarket.com. They're on the website. Tickets are available there. There is, I think the event on our Facebook page has the website on there. I don't know if it has a link directly to the tickets. I think it does, has directly to the tickets. So you can just go to our website and it's the only thing for sale on that website. Everything else is just information about the market. The only thing for sale is tickets to this event.
Yeah.
So tickets to Sacred Journey Market are you just pay at the door. So we don't sell those ahead of time. But this we sell ahead of time.
Y'all have a special guy coming though. Y'all have
We have another person, and I don't know. Have y'all met him?
no.
Surely you've met him at Scarefest.
I don't know. You know, you meet so many people, and I'm like, I can't even remember my name half the time. So I may have been around, not introduced cordially. No.
Well, you're going to get to meet him, and we're going to say a prayer for him because I don't know if he knows what he's getting stuck in the middle of.
I don't think he does either. But
I don't.
he'll
I think
fit
he has
right
an
in.
idea. So we have for our featured guests, we have Pat, Misty, and Ashley. Then we have Ken Boggle, and then we have Spirit Mechanics, and those are our core ones. We also have added into the mix Mr. Paul Bradford. So if you have ever watched Ghost Hunters International, he was on Ghost Hunters International as well as Trending Fear. So he did. You want to say hey? He is a paranormal investigator. So he has been at Scarefest. I hope you did buy a ticket, Dina.
You did buy a ticket, Dina. You're good.
Dina, you are in, like Flynn. You've got a ticket. So he is a paranormal investigator. Awesome guy. We adore him. We adore his wife. His wife is amazing.
Fits right in. He fits
Yeah,
right
he'll
in.
fit right in. And I think y'all are going to adore him. So I can't believe you haven't met him at Scarefest. He's over there with all the paranormal people.
Like
So-
we don't booth much. Y'all notice when we get in our booth,
I know, and you get busy and you don't leave.
we
Yeah.
don't.
Well, you're not going to have a choice because you're right beside him at the market, so you will see him. I'm pretty sure I stuck him right in the middle. Did I stick him right? I think I did stick him right in the middle.
You
That's
did.
cool. That's pretty cool.
We're just throwing him to the wolves. Like, here you go.
I'm sure he will be fine.
Oh, I know. He's great. He's got our same sense of humor, so y'all will be perfect. Y'all will get along great with him.
Good.
Yeah, he is in the middle of the chaos, Stephanie. Yes, he is. I think he'll fit right
And
in
just
though.
sit and listen to him talk. You just
Oh, his accent's amazing.
his
I love
accent's
it.
amazing.
Oh,
So he actually, I don't think he's done all these paranormal events and stuff like that, but he's never done a metaphysical market. So I think he's like excited because this is something new for him. So,
We're trying to mix it up a bit.
well, and I think the thing for me is that usually they're separated. You got the paranormal events and then you have the metaphysical events, but they really tie together. And I feel like it should be, I mean, together. You got Spirit Mechanics kind of ties it together because they do the investigations and the healing and all the stuff in between. So I feel like, wow, I am so sorry. My dog just almost jumped the thing in the room. She's got a big thing of slobber hanging down and she's looking at me all crazy. So yeah, the ADHD is strong with this one. So yeah, so
Some of us are medicated.
huh?
She says,
I said some of us are medicated.
I'm not. I am not.
I am.
My child said I am.
I have to be.
Okay, baby. All right. So, yeah. And I just feel like, I mean, adding a little paranormal in the mix, I don't see anything wrong with it. Stephanie says she refuses to take medication. I mean, you just go with it. Ride the chaos.
I tried. I have to.
I'm always afraid that medication like that is like alcohol. It could mess with my third eye, my crown chakra, and my heart chakra, and so I avoid it. But I was actually diagnosed in my early 30s, which means it wasn't so prevalent as it is now. I mean, it's shocking, and I wonder, where is it coming from? Is it our food source? I mean, it has to be something.
I think, yep. Like our grandparents didn't have this stuff, y'all. They were just like hard workers and stuff, and they didn't have this. And if they did, it was called things like spells. You know, like, oh, my Uncle Leroy had a spell the other day. And that was seizures. It wasn't this. You know, but obviously, like nowadays, it's ridiculous. Like me and my son had an appointment today. My son had an appointment, and I asked that doctor. I said, hey, do you have any like all natural remedies instead of like a pill? And he's like, nope, don't know nothing about nope. Mm-mm. And I was like, you're a doctor, man. I was like, that's all right. We'll get.
I got it.
And Missy, this is just for me. You have to understand that now Misty has an allergy to alcohol. I can't drink alcohol. I mean, I am literally, my great-great-grandmother was full-blooded Choctaw Indian, and I swear I got that. It is fire water. I can have one drink and I am just buzzed. So I'm like, if alcohol affects me like that, I got to steer clear of anything.
And they just got quiet. Everybody's like,
that moment.
So we've got we've got some new people that y'all have never seen before that are going to be at the market this time. So we have our people that like to come to we have the people that follow us everywhere. And then we have some newbies. So we get some newbies and then they start following us, and then we get some they're like, no, but we usually keep them, and then they're fighting over spots. We had people fighting over spots this year. It was fun. Something I was not prepared for. And then I went and looked at the remodel they did, and y'all, it's bougie.
It's a bougie ballroom now.
It's a bougie ballroom now. So
do they still
you all do such a great job too. I'm sorry, Misty, go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I was just saying, do they have the waterfall? And yes, they do, Pat. I agree with you. Keep going on that.
So they still have the waterfall. So they only did the ballroom and those back meeting rooms, which is why we have such a big meeting room for our event system. So for y'all's gallery reading and for our seminars, it's a bigger room because they tore the walls down between the rooms. So it's not little meeting rooms. It's one big meeting room. And then they open the other stuff up, and then we're using part of the ballroom for our event. So it's fancy. It's fancy.
All new colors, all new chandeliers.
It's all crystal and stuff. Yeah, it's fancy.
Wow.
But you can see where they stopped, because everything from where that little outside area where you sit down, where we would sit down and just hang out or eat or whatever, that back to the front desk is the same. They haven't finished that part yet.
Can Oh, can I answer Dina? She says we don't have to defer gratification. That's what she says about ADHD. Everything comes out as fast and furious, so our brains are overtaxed. ADHD sets in. I got to tell you, I was ADHD from the time I was a child. My daughter is ADHD. My granddaughter is ADHD, and it disrupts your life. Like I remember being in the first grade and I had an ex-nun for a teacher. And this is public school. And I started out as a lefty and she thought it was a good idea every time I was reaching out with my left hand to whack it with a ruler. So now I'm primarily right-handed, but because I could not pay attention, because I truly believe that a lot of ADHD people are natural astral projectors too, because we're not in our bodies. And she would put me in the corner of the room on my tiptoes until my legs would start cramping. And then she thought it was a good idea to throw me out of the classroom and set me in a chair. So I had to sit in this chair while all the other kids filed out and got to play recess. I mean, ADHD it's life altering. It's and for a child, you have no control over your emotional responses. And so, you have some, verbal outbursts, you're impulsive. It's only when for me, when I was in my early teens that I began to gain control, if you will, of those types of symptoms. So, I mean, for some people, it certainly may, but for me, it was from birth. And unfortunately, my daughter and my granddaughter, they both have severe cases of ADHD.
Yeah, I think everybody we hang out with does.
Well, Dina, I hope you were. I got a feeling that you were a whole lot nicer than that first grade teacher. So I'm glad that these students, had your guidance.
Yeah, Dina's a sweetheart. We love Dina.
We do love some Dina.
She uses the word exceptional needs students, and I love that.
Yes,
I do.
Hey, nobody
That
called.
takes a special person. It does.
Man, it's a new world when you look at these comments. I'm trying to read. I was like, oh,
I know. Well, we had somebody hopped on from, and I don't know if he's still there. I don't know what his question was. Somebody from Portugal
Wanted to ask a question.
Wanted to ask a question. Andre, if you're there, you can ask a question. I don't know what your question is, and we're not doing readings or anything, but maybe you just have a general question. Dina said, "Oh, blushing." She's going to be hanging out with us.
aw. I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody,
I just disappear in thought.
Mm-hmm. That's Stephanie, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like you're an astral projector because you truly are somewhere else. It's like the body has been left behind.
Well, guys, my son just got. Well, I'm not even going. I'm not saying that part. But today I learned. I learned that OCD is very close to ADHD. I did not know that. I thought it was just somebody who straightened up all the time. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that is hereditary too, guys. I did not know that.
I believe it.
Crazy.
Are you OCD or your son?
Somebody got diagnosed.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm diagnosed as OCD, and you're right. Sometimes they parallel. And
Pat, how the
why do you think I can work until the wee hours of the morning and never look up? It's OCD. Yeah.
we really thought that
Sucks.
thought he had we were so glad, and he was like, I'm just glad to get a diagnosis, and it was just really cool. It was like, and he was like, no, I don't think so. I think it's this. And when we started Googling, when we left that office, we were like, holy crap, how close they are. They get obsessive. They do like if you get on a task, that's it, man. You just continue.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering how he knew shit from like stuff before I was even born. He would be like, in the political race of 1973. I will tell y'all that everybody who is diagnosed with ADHD and OCD, they should really be proud of this. He said, they're all intelligent. Most of the time, get this, you're really intelligent. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, we see it. I work in a pediatric. My daytime job is a pediatric office, so it's
Yeah.
constant. I mean, it's the amount that we see in there is so prevalent now.
Well, I work
Or
from
just
home, but
notice.
I have 3 computer monitors that I work off of, and there's so many tabs.
Uh-huh.
I've got
All the
I
tabs.
have,
Yes,
there we
all
go.
the tabs.
And then
There you go.
all the tabs.
Yes.
I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
I tell you, when I worked at VDOT and I was in emergency services for a while, right? They gave me 3 monitors. I was like, can I use this one? They were like, no, you have to.
Mhm.
I was in Star Trek, y'all. I ain't joking.
It's gonna take off.
Yes.
I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I don't know how I've done without it.
Yes, that's what I found out too. Once you adjust to 3 screens and how fast you can move, and then if there's any other screens behind it, and like, I mean, I'm like, wow, like, why were we just using one? But I was very much said, like, this is my one computer. I'm not going to use the rest of them. Yeah, my screens. Isn't that crazy?
Y'all.
And
Yes.
yes,
Like, I'll
Katie,
keep
I
going.
agree. Intelligent
Okay.
and often misunderstood for
Yep.
sure.
That is true.
Yep.
So, ladies, I have a question for y'all because y'all are
Okay.
hosts, right? What is
Mhm.
your favorite memory of all these years that you've been doing it?
What is this our 6th one? 5th.
It's something, y'all. It's something like up in there.
It's our 5th or 6th one. I
I
don't
feel
really.
like it's still our first one.
I know, right?
After Misty told us that I turned her away, told her she couldn't come to our first market.
You
Lord.
did. Broke my. I was pursuing. Look where it got.
Oopsies.
What were we thinking? That was back when we had like 20 little booths, and we were so scared that we couldn't fit everybody in there. And then we realized that we could fit 40 booths in there, not 20. Because everybody's like, we have so much room. I'm like, yeah, this is not happening again.
And now we have a waiting list.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Oh my
Favorite
gosh.
thing.
I know where y'all are headed, and I know the trajectory, and I'm just waiting for y'all to get there because I think it's gonna. Y'all, I've already talked to y'all. That I told y'all this is what. Yeah, y'all are on your way. You're on your way. I know that with this market. This market, when it popped up, was different than any other. By the way, I was scanning. That's how. I mean, I tried to poach y'all. I was like, this is different. This is before every like. Down where we're at, there's a lot of witches market, metaphysical market, stuff like that. This was different. This was like one of the first ones that I saw pop up, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of cool. So yeah, definitely. I only bigger and better, ladies. Only bigger and better.
I don't have any one memory. I guess the camaraderie and the sense of family
Yeah.
that we get from it, but it only grows with each show. So it's not really one memory.
Oh, I have entertaining memories, maybe not.
Yes, we
pleasant.
have entertaining memories.
And then we have, I mean, the events are always fun. Honestly, I think so far my favorite event has been the seance. I just
Oh,
the atmosphere,
wow.
I
Oh.
love that.
The event was, yes.
Oh,
And it's
I
just
know.
the atmosphere in there. It was so. I've never been to a seance before.
That was
so
my
it
first
wonderful.
one. So that was fun.
I've always been scared to go to one.
You should.
I know it was great. And well, I mean, back when I was younger, I'm like, oh, a seance. No.
Well, you know, we can only speak for the ones we do, and we always try to make them safe and entertaining and give those messages.
Right.
Now, I would love to be a fly on the wall on somebody else's seance and see how they do it, and like, you know, see. But I've never got. We're always doing them. I've never. Pat, have you been to anybody else's seances?
No, I haven't.
No.
No. I got to ask you, girls. So, have you all ever had to like ban someone? Don't tell me who. Just has there ever been anyone who was ill behaved and they just weren't allowed back?
We've had someone leave.
We had someone leave that will never come back, and there was vomiting involved, and it was just it was bad all the way around.
That one.
You remember that one? Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't
Oh my goodness.
we haven't really
Nobody has shown their butt at our.
no. Stephanie said so much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
So much fun.
Hello, Milk Bear.
I spoke there. He said nobody said anything.
Oh, sorry. We have messages coming from 3 different places. Milk Bear,
Oh,
sorry.
Sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
So they kind of fly through, and then when we get to talking, we kind of forget that they're there. So, but I mean, we haven't had to kick anybody out. That person. This
Kicks
is me.
himself out.
So sometimes the things that need to leave on their own, which
Yes.
is fine with me. And Deb, right in the door.
Deb.
I know.
Deb was right there.
Oh,
Poor Deb.
I felt so sorry for that lady. Oh, I felt so bad for her.
Oh,
We have we do so, and I'm sure that they do this at other markets. We do cleanse. We have spirit mechanics come through and cleanse after everybody leaves on a Saturday before we start a Sunday, just because it's so much energy in there anyway, and you never know what's going to come through the door, and you don't know what intentions people have when they come through the door, and we want people to feel safe and happy and the positive energy when they come through the door. And so that's something that we do after every event is we'll cleanse on that night before we start on Sunday, or we'll come in Sunday morning and cleanse before the vendors come in. Which I'm glad that they do that for us. Oh, I know a memory. It happened at our last event.
Yes, Laura, you made us
Okay.
remember. You
Hold on.
made
So,
us
and it was because
remember.
Laura said this.
it says.
So we were sitting at the Northern
Mhm.
Kentucky one, and there was a very large church group having an event there. And
They went to see the Ark.
they were going to see, they were going to see the Ark in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And we did get preached to before that event. Yes, we did.
We did. She did preach to us.
We got preached to. And I looked the lady dead in the eye and I said, "Ma'am, I grew up Christian and I am Christian."
Yep.
So I was like, "I'm not really sure. You're not telling me anything I don't know." So yeah, she was not mean though. I will give her
No,
that. She
she's
was
like,
not
nothing
mean.
against you. You have your own beliefs, and that's fine. She's like, but
However,
Mhm.
so that's the first time we've ever had anybody be opposed to what we're doing. We have not had any protesters or anything like that. But honestly, and that was at the Kentucky. I'm going to tell you, Ohio in general is very accepting of metaphysical, paranormal stuff like that. It's very prevalent up here. If we were in, say, where we used to live in Mississippi, maybe not so much. They might have, when you get in that Bible belt, they might look at you a little funny. And that's just because I grew up where Southern Baptist was prevalent, and my husband grew up Southern Baptist, and we grew up Catholic, which is not prevalent in the South. So we were kind of oddballs out down there. Up here, everybody's Catholic.
yeah,
I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. There's huge Catholic churches everywhere. I'm like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me because we grew up where we weren't, they talked about us and said, hey, all they do is get drunk at church. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So, but yeah, no, everybody here has been very accepting of everything.
yeah, we've not had anybody get ugly about it.
I live, Stephanie said, Fish Fry Fridays. Yep. Every Friday. So where I live is one exit away from where we have our market. And we have, I call it the witchy store. We have a witchy store here. And then if you go, there's another one, there's a amazing store. And if you're all ever able, it's in Amelia, I think Stephanie knows because she goes there all the time. It's called Spirit Winds. Oh my gosh,
amazing.
The energy in that store is amazing. So if y'all are ever around, it's not far from where the market is.
I could just lay down in there and go to sleep.
it's very Native American
Oh,
heavy. So, and it's I just walked in and went, oh, I love it. I love it.
Has the flutes playing, and there's skins on the wall, and
cool.
Yeah,
all kinds of stuff to get in there. It's just nice.
we
Just
love
don't
that
try
store.
to touch everything, because they did have porcupine
Quills.
quills.
Stick them in her finger.
I did stick one in my finger. Didn't.
Yeah, Heather said that shop is amazing. We went in there. There were a bunch of us, and we went in. I took Missy and Heather in there. Stephanie and Shelly from Ascending Shadows go there all the time because it's not far from here.
We
Yeah.
love it.
It's a nice store. We love it.
You know, I can't believe y'all don't have more pushback, actually. You know,
Really?
I have a collection of posts on Facebook where people have tried to damn me. I'm sorry, this
So-
is bad. I keep them. They'll like make big posts. They're like, these women are coming to town and they're bringing the devil with them. I keep them. I'm like, okay, I'm going to win them over one by one. Or I'll get them sent to me and they'll be like, it was a regular customer of mine. And she was like, I'm so sorry for this. She was a friend on my Facebook and I was promoting you. And this woman went and ran with it. So on Facebook, y'all haven't had any pushback on Facebook at all. That's good. That's good.
I
YouTube.
have been told that I'm going to hell, but
There
that's
you
okay.
Our YouTube lives are where we get our pushback. We don't usually get it on Facebook. When we go live on YouTube, that's where we get our people that like to talk crap about tarot reading and all that stuff like that.
Gosh, I don't know why. If they
You know,
three of them.
if they
Well, remember the college? Oh, sorry.
those natural remedies that took care of them when they were growing up, where do you think that came from?
I know that is so crazy. We did have a good old protester one time. Pat, tell him about it. Pat, I gotta.
Oh, I mean, you tell them. You have a better memory. All I remember is this guy running around, hollering at the top of his lungs, "We're all going to hell." Misty and I and Ashley. And then I finally told him, I said, "Well, you better gather up the pitchforks and
So
and
crazy.
the villagers."
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious!
It was bad.
It
It was bad.
You know what's really sad about that though is because colleges want to respect everyone's opinion so much,
Mhm.
allowed that gentleman, because we were the talent. We were contracted to come in for like a Halloween thing that they were doing. It was really cool. They had like dancing and they had like music and it was night and it was all kinds of cool. And he just kept coming at us every which way. And then because the lights were on us and it was like low and all, we couldn't tell where they were coming from. He had a bunch of people with him, or
That's
his
true.
and they just kept coming and being like, and they wanted to be confrontational, but because of his views, they seemed to outweigh our rights. I felt personally, but you know what? You're hired to do you just are very professional. You do the best you can. You know what I'm saying? But I really thought that night leaving, where does our rights and their rights end? You see what I'm saying? Like, where does it blend into each other? Of course, nothing happened to us, but who says that they couldn't have got a little rowdy and something would have happened to us? You know what I'm saying? Because
And I have to,
right?
They were, and I have to admit, I was pretty mouthy. I told him to go get the torches lit, and stuff like that. But at the end of the night, I looked at Misty and Ashley. I said, "We better ask somebody to walk up to the door." My mouth may have cashed a check. My little 60-year-old butt gave cash.
Pat, you've been talking about like, I may have been, but I am not dumb. Somebody's going to walk us to the car.
Yeah, I know my limitations.
I feel like where I am almost kind of sheltered from it. So I don't like the kickback here. It's because they have huge events here. There's one in April and November. Thousands and thousands of people go to. It's a metaphysical event. It's huge, and it's promoted. It's not looked down upon, and so I don't know if just this area is sheltered from it more, but there's like, if you go into Dayton, there's huge Dayton groups like the Dayton Pagan Society or whatever there. We actually draw some of our vendors and readers and stuff from there. There's big, huge groups, and they don't get kickback from it here that I've seen. I feel like everybody's very supportive of it. I'll see, like, if somebody posts something, like we have, there's a guy that does all these neat markets that I want to vend at one of them. They're just little small day markets that during the summer, and he does them all over here. And I'll see somebody post something about it, and somebody posts like a mad face. I'm like, what are you mad about? If you don't like it, just don't go. You don't have to go. Nobody's saying go.
Nobody's making you go.
But honestly, I don't see a lot of kickback on the posts around here and stuff like that. Oh,
You know,
Stephanie said there was a protester at Dayton Pagan Pride Day.
But they were
wusses. I would not go and protest something like that. I'd be scared. I'd get my butt beat.
one of the first times that we came to y'all's, and Amanda was with me, it was just me and Amanda, and she told me then, she was like, you need to, and I think y'all were there or something, she said, you need to get in more things here because they're more accepting. Where we're at in Virginia and North Carolina, we are pushing that Bible Belt bad.
We're in the mountains.
Yes, and we really have a good group of people who are around us, but we're paving ways. It's not nothing here for us that people have done this before. We've been doing this so long that, you know, people are now jumping on and they're doing it and this and that and other, but we were the ones that paved the ways. We were the ones that said, hey, let's make a community, let's do these things. So yeah, we've had to hear the brunt of it, haven't we, Pat? There's been numerous been said to us. I've been told that, I've had people who's disowned me, friend me. Yeah.
And I worked for an academic institution, higher education, and I had a president who shall remain nameless, but who actually went after me. And I was his second in command, literally. I wasn't a VP, but I was. His office was here. He put his assistant here and he put me there. So I was always there, always at the meetings, always doing whatever task he needed. I was director of marketing, public relations. And he found out through an article that a friend of mine had written for a faraway paper it happened to land on his desk. And he went after me. It was bad, guys. I was actually seeing a labor lawyer. I'd been there for, at that time, about 29 years. And so I was seeing a labor lawyer the whole 9 yards. So yes, there can be a price that you pay for coming out of the psychic / mediumship closet.
Well, thankfully, with my job, they're supportive of it. I don't, like my boss isn't not into that kind of stuff. They're like, whatever. But my employees, they come to our markets. They're all there. Some of them are working for us at this.
They found out at my job and they're like, bring your cards to work. Will you read me?
Yeah, they asked me to read them. I'm like, I can't read you. I'm your boss. I'm not going to read you. That just seems inappropriate.
Let me tell you, honestly, his assistant, the one that was in the middle, I'll never forget. She came over one day and she closed the door. First, she said, Pat, I want you to know he's after you. And I'm like, tell me something I don't know. And then she said, by the way, can you read for me today? It is true, but she was the only one. She was the only one.
Yeah, I feel like where y'all are is probably a lot tougher than here. Kentucky, we go into Lexington, Kentucky, and we don't have any problems there. But as you go out into different areas of Kentucky, you probably have a little more problems than we do up here.
What's it? Oh, I'm sorry. ADHD. I'm rude as hell. I'm sorry, guys. I don't need to be. It's like, oh, my turn. Misty, what is the name of that? Is it Pastor Greg Locke that's about 40 miles down the road from where we live? The one that talked about the witches, and there was witches in his congregation. And I said, what was his name?
Greg Locke.
Greg Locke. Yeah. So he's literally right down the road from us.
I know who you're talking about.
If you've ever seen him, it's scary. Talk about lighting the torches and getting the parishioners together for a witch hanging. That's pretty scary stuff.
It's so crazy though, because I always tell people, I'm like, listen, we fought to be here. There's been people who have been ostracized, killed, whatever. And some of the new ladies, I always think the little new babies witches, they don't know that part. And it's kind of
Mhm.
like, to me, it's like the LGBTQ whatever acronym that a lot of them at nowadays in school, they're like, yeah, that's what I am, da, da, da. And they don't understand that in my day, and this is talking old school here, people got shot for this. And this is the same witches. Anytime you stand up and you say, okay, I'm different, and it's okay to be different, you have to, I mean, you're hitting the brunt of it, you know? So I always want to remind people, you know, that, hey, for us beautiful ladies, all of us, y'all, everybody standing here, there has been a lot of turmoil behind us, you know?
And I was wondering, because the Catholic community is so prevalent up here, they're very ceremonial. I'm wondering if that's why it's a little
Ritual.
more accepted in this area, because
Mhm.
the ceremonies are similar. You know, that's the kind of, that is one thing I think we've talked about it at length before, Misty, that
Yeah.
I enjoyed about the Catholic Church was the ceremony and
The stuff
you know,
that,
Mhm.
yeah, the stuff that we
ritual.
did.
yeah. So,
You know,
and go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, my mother was she was a seeker, right?
Mhm.
And so believe it or not, I went to Catholic church for years in Stanton, Virginia. I never went through catechism, and neither did my mother, but she loved, and I did too, this priest called Father Dodge. And he was on his way to seminary as a Methodist preacher, and God struck him to his knees. Now imagine this. He was headed out the door, and he said, "You will be a Catholic priest." And that man, when he came to that church, there was nobody there. You could roll a bowling ball down those aisles. And within 6 months at Easter, when they did the censers and they were, doing the walk down the aisles, people were passing out because they were so squeezed together. I mean, he had that light. He brought people to him. So just to let you know, yeah, the ritual and the history and the richness of the Catholic Church, it has a lot of beauty to it. It really does. But anyway.
My only issue I ever had was Easter Sunday when they busted out the incense, and that's the strongest incense you will ever smell in your life, and it will knock you smooth on your ass.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'd be going, oh no, there we go.
And they just be just a swinging it back and forth, and you're going, oh my gosh.
I'd be
Yeah, people
sneaking
were
out the back,
passing-
but I can't do it. My allergies
And
would go insane.
And everybody can smell it. And just a comment to Dina. Dina, my heart goes out to you. I know how you feel, and it's absolutely wrong. You can point to Wicca as a religion. You do have legal grounds to stand on when administration comes after you, and I'm sure you know that.
That's crazy. Like I said, I've been blessed. Now, I mean, I'm not saying like my friends from home, some of them probably look at my stuff when it comes across and they just pass on through because they're like, okay, whatever she's doing, whatever she does, I'm just going to go on and just move along. So, but she said the ACLU was on speed dial.
Absolutely. These are your rights. Absolutely. And Joshua, one of the things that I do like about the Catholic Church too is its emphasis on at least a female energy, which is Mary, Mother Mary. And I love the way that you can light candles in order to get your prayers to heaven in a very real way. So there's a lot of this, and between the spiritual paths that some people who aren't in an organized religion, which is what I am, and the Catholic Church. So
I think that's why it was so easy for us to be so accepting of it, is because we were born and raised Catholic, and we did all the things.
I know, right down to incense, right?
Yes,
right.
All the things.
Absolutely.
We had all the
things.
rituals already. We were already doing rituals
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So it makes, it made sense to us. I'm still one of those people that I would like to sit down and study every religion because
Me too.
my feeling is that one religion can't be 100% right.
Right.
Mhm.
You kind of pull from all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and please don't attack me on Facebook because I said that one religion can't be right. I'm sorry.
It's all over now.
I'm just dead. It's done. I'm dead.
I
Oh,
think
We're done now.
what you mean is we can learn from each other. We
Right.
really
And
can.
it's all got the the same basis. There's a higher power. It's just whatever your culture is has words is what it has done.
And one of the
It has
examples
molded how you celebrate that higher power.
well, and it's like a mountain. I mean, this whole idea of universal energy, and depending on where you are sitting on that mountain, the view is different, but it's the
Right.
same mountain.
Right.
Yeah. Mimi got us all canceled. Mimi.
Oh gosh, dang it! I could talk. I went, and we probably should wrap up. So I went to a Baptist college. I graduated from a Baptist college, and we were required to take Old Testament and New Testament classes to graduate. And I sat down with my professor in Old Testament. I had to write a paper, and I gave it to him. He goes, "What religion are you?" And at that time, I was still a practicing Catholic, and I was like, "I grew up Catholic," and he said, "I just want to sit and talk to you because I feel like we could just sit and talk." And that was so weird to me because I'm sitting here and it's a Baptist school, and he's like, I would love to pick your brain and just sit and talk to you about what you believe. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm curious about stuff. I'm sitting here reading. It's a book. I'm reading a book. I want to know, why does this say this? And why do we believe this based off of this part of the book? So, I just don't have time to do all the things that I want to do anymore. So
Remind me about it. I'm the oldest one here.
there are so many things that I want to do, and there's just not enough hours in the day or enough energy in my body.
Yes.
But so you can come see these ladies in 3 weeks. 3 weeks at Sacred Journey Market. We are going to be. Uh-oh, she cut out. You're saying words, and I see your mouth moving, Misty, but I don't know what you said.
Me?
There
Yes.
you are.
Okay. Huge. That's coming up quick.
I know it is, and then we have other things coming up too after that, so we're excited about that. But you should come see us March 23rd and 24th at the Holiday Inn, Cincinnati Eastgate exit. Is very easy to get to. Beautiful ballroom, beautiful people are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and if you don't come, I mean, just come and absorb the energy in the room because
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Have a bad day, just come and just stand there for a minute and just absorb it.
Just come talk and tell stories and listen
Yes.
to stories.
But we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, ladies. If y'all stay on for like 2 seconds afterwards, thank you so much for stopping by. We will see y'all next week. We have Mr. Ken Boggle on with us next Wednesday.
Yes.
So that's always an entertaining time. And thank you again, and we will see y'all next week.